The Sri Lanka Press Institute's involvement in the right to information has not been in the recent past. It has been long before, from 1998, where the Colombo Declaration for Media Freedom and the Social Responsibility Forum highlighted the need for a Freedom of Information Act. This has been the pivotal point, or the point from where SLPI has been advocating for the Right to Information Act. The Sri Lanka Press Institute was represented also in the 2004 the Prime Ministerial Committee, which was formed to bring about the Right to Information Act in Sri Lanka, which was also passed by the cabinet then, but unfortunately did not move forward. At that point in time, Sri Lanka Press Institute had representation from the Editors Guild in this committee, which was represented by Mr. Singha Ratnatunga, who represents the Editors Guild, who is also the present Vice Chairman of the Sri Lanka Press Institute. Mr. Varuna Karnatilaka, who was the Chairman of the College of Journalism, as well as the convener for the Free Media Movement then, and also by Ms. Kishali Pinto Jayawardena, who presently serves in the RTI Commission, representing the media fraternity. And we are happy to note that SLPI was strongly advocating and nominated Ms. Kishali Pinto Jayawardena to represent the media fraternity in the RTI Commission. SLPI has been a strong advocate for RTI, not only in the drafting aspect of things, but also in other aspects. We have strongly advocated with the political parties to include the enactment of the right to information in all their mandates when it came to the relevant elections. We have also taken on initiatives and projects with organizations such as UNESCO, where we brought about the understanding of right to information, where we advocated for the need to have RTI in Sri Lanka and why we should have and what is the benefit of right to information. And today we are happy to note that we actually have a book that is done, which is known as the Citizens Manual on Sri Lanka's Right to Information Law. The Right to Information Law, as we know, the Right to Information Act, is available in all 3 languages. But for a layman, for a citizen, for the public, understanding the law is not something very easy. Therefore, we find that it is important that we should take the message in a much more simplified manner. So with that in mind, this book was actually put into place. This book basically takes the message to the average citizen and the public as to what is the benefit of the law, how they could use it, and how they could access information, and how they could also appeal if the request for information is not accommodated, right? It is also important to note that the perception out there among the public is that the Right to Information Act is for the media, right? But I would want to stress here, like, yes, the media benefits, the journalists do benefits by having the RTI law, because it enables them to have access to authentic information and request information formally, so that what can be reported would be more accurate to the public and the citizen. Now that is the component of the media and the journalists benefiting from this RTI law. However, the biggest benefit is for the citizens, where the citizens can actually have access to information which would actually serve and meet their benefits, where they could find information related to what has been promised by the relevant authorities and the public authorities. So the benefit actually is more for the citizens and the public rather than the media. While we do acknowledge the media has been in the forefront of advocating for the act, because it felt that it was the need to bring about better transparency, accountability, and good governance in Sri Lanka. Now this process of taking the right to information law to the public, to the citizens, the media, is not something that is doable at a very short time frame. But the intensity has to be there for us to take it at a very short period. But we find in many cases that many countries have struggled to have it successfully enacted at a very short time frame. There are countries that are still struggling to ensure that it is understood and it is used and exploited to the maximum. But they do have difficulties even after 50 years of implementation to ensure that people are benefiting and people are using it very effectively. So it is important that we understand it is not a process that can be achieved at a short time frame, but it is something that is a long-term process. So what is SLPI doing in regard to taking this message across? Well, I mentioned already that we have done 2 manuals. We already have a quick guide which will actually educate the people in a very simplified manner. We are at the moment conducting trainings to journalists, the media, but more importantly, we are doing trainings to the civil society as well as to the public. We have already done several trainings in the districts and the provinces, and we continue to do the same level of trainings to the media, the journalists, the civil society, and the public in all the districts in Sri Lanka in the coming months. Besides this, we also plan to take on the message through online. We want to take the message through the media and ensure that we help the public, the media, and the relevant authorities to make this country more transparent, accountable, and ensure there is good governance in Sri Lanka.